Hello, everyone. Last we left off, we were wandering around looking at people. We gave this little girl our hat. Well, she's more like a teenager, so I guess little girl is not quite accurate. But we are kind of looking around. Now, here's the deal with this. Let's take a look at our task list real quick. It's currently Thursday. Monday was the first day of the game, and here's what's going on. I have been mildly informed that we might be near the end of the game. So I don't know what's going on. I'm looking forward to the end of the game, whatever it is, but I also don't feel like it's ready yet. So I'm going to start going through this big list of things today, and we're going to finish some stuff. Elsa. Also, we have a cat who is very, very curious. Oh, I never did figure out why the cat game was broken. Yes. Good stuff. Okay, anyway, let's start moving back and through a bunch of different places, shall we? Whoops. Apologies about that. Accidentally touched the Streamlabs while I was doing other things. No one here ever seen llamas with hats. Just got done watching a fair amount of the episodes of that. Just now. Just now. I need to report. Let's see here. Did you find out more about the owner of the armored boots? Sorry, sir. I still haven't heard back from the database people. Try calling again later. Is there anything else I can do for you? Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death? An unidentified middle-aged man, height 170 to 175 centimeters. Dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against the metal bench. We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were butters all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt. Any signs of violence? No. Seems like it was an accident. No field autopsy necessary, she repeats. You can hear her quickly typing in the background. What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes? He was wearing boots, trousers, with an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card from his pockets. Any information on the library card? I haven't examined it yet. You can hear her sigh audibly on the other side. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else? We're taking the case. I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library card to our library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you? Nope. Alright, let's take a look at this library card. I forgot that we had to examine it. A folded library card. A library card found from a pocket of the of the dead man on Martinez Boardwalk. It's still slightly damp to the touch. The cover bears the stamp of Jamrock Public Library. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library card, issued to Billy McGean, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller, Stand a Little Less Between Me and the Sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Thibault. The library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers, too. If lost, please return to the card to the library. Dial 005-02-55-211 or visit us at Merrow Street 78, Jamrock. Business hours 09 to 18. Great. Good. He takes a note. We should give them a call from a kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy McGean. Good idea. There was plenty of information here to go by. Connect me to the Jamrock Public Library. Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to their librarian. Connecting to the call in 2, 1. Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. A male librarian answers the call. How can I help you, officer? I'm looking for any information that you can provide on Billy McGean, a reader. Billy McGean, you said. Give me a moment. I'll have to check our database. He puts down the receiver. On Merrow Drive in Central Jamrock, in a darkened hall lit by orange desk lamps, far away from the noise outside, a middle-aged man taps commands into an old radio computer. A printout falls on the desk. Behind him, a lonely reader scours the dusty bookshelves, looking for a paperback. Yes, hello, are you still there? You can hear him fiddle with the printout. I found Billy McGean's home address. Is that all right? No phone number, unfortunately. They're too poor to have a phone line. Yes, home address is fine. Here we go, sir. Rue de St. Ghislaine, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Capeside Apartments, it says. That's all. That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it? Interesting. Do you have any other information? It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day. Do you know someone who was? Marie? He covers the phone with his hand and yells out into the room behind him. Marie! Do you remember a reader named Billy McGean? They returned a Thibault book the other day. You hear someone answer from afar. Yes, it was my colleague Marie. The librarian is speaking into the phone again. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned a book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lose Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet. Good. You have a name now. Can Marie describe to me what the husband looked like? Marie! A moment passes. She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he had a drink or two the last time she saw him. What was he wearing? 1 second. The librarian turns away from the phone again and relays the question. Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that. Do you know the husband's name? Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight. So Billy Magine is a woman, not a man? How did your colleague know that it was her husband? Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her. All right, thank you. Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer. The librarian hangs up the call, and the librarian hangs up and the call gets redirected back to the station with a soft click. Anything else you need from me? Nope. All right. Yeah, we're out of skill points, I figured. She said number 10, right?
Give me a moment.
I didn't find any counterculture people in apartment number 10. It was just a real estate agent setting up the room for new tenants. I see. She takes out her handkerchief and wipes her nose. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. Radio computer wizards are coming. Oh, I do like wizards, she agrees wholeheartedly. And people like that in general. They have a lot to tell about our fates. She means clairvoyance, of course. I'm looking for Billy Magine. Do you know where she lives? She narrows her pale gray eyes. It's about Victor, isn't it? It's always about Victor with her. You'll find Magine's in apartment number 20 upstairs. It's one of the doors on the balcony. I do like the apartment music specifically. I don't know how else to describe this, but it tastes like there's something bad happening in there. Oh, what's this? A weathered brown door. The number reads 20. Something smells good. I don't know how to say that word. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock. Hold on, Kim. We should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect? You're right. Let's talk this through. He looks at the apartment door and lowers his voice a bit. You hear footsteps passing by the door and some folk music playing on the radio. We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, The deceased is the husband of Billy Magine. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary. Do you have any advice on how to tell her he's dead? And just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't. What if I... Okay, let's do this.
Hello? Who is it?
A voice calls out from the other side of the door. And someone turns down the radio. Is this Billy Magine's home? This is the police. Please open the door.
The police? A moment, please. Give us a moment.
You hear shuffling inside. Tidying up nervously.
Come in. The door is open. It's you from the bookstand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back?
She smiles nervously before the smile vanishes from her face.
I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Or tea, lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here. Condensation from stepping inside. It's not about the cockatoo. Keep it together. Your body language shouldn't give it away. Sorry, I'm rambling. She shakes her head and tries to laugh it off. It's just that Victor often gets into all kinds of trouble. So, how can I help you? How about some small talk before you break the news? So, how have you been? How have I been? She shakes her head. You're not here to discuss me. What is this about officers? Can't write a scene without knowing the actors. Ask more. Get comfortable around her. It's me, Victor, and the kids here. She nods. We have 2 daughters, Jenny and Jolie. And where is everybody? I don't see anyone home. The girls are staying at their friend's place, and Victor is out. She swallows visibly. Out where? He has a problem with drinking, and so he disappears every now and then. He's probably in the parks drinking with his friends. I sent him to the library a few days ago, but I guess something came up. She smiles sourly. Do you know the name of the library? Oh, it's in Jamrock, the one on Merrill Street. I don't know the official name. Central Jamrock Public Library? I think, yes, if that's the one in Merrill. It is. Did he make it to the library? No, I guess I'll find out when he decides to come home. She looks at the front door. It shouldn't be long from now. He's never gone for more than a few days. What was he supposed to do in the library? Just return a book of mine. Why? Why all these questions, Detective? Did he? Was it The Glinting Curve by M. Thibault? Yes. She becomes unsettled as she says that, her forehead scrunching up in a worried expression. Do you remember what he was wearing when you last saw him? His old leather jacket. Can you describe it? It's just your average brown leather jacket, but he bought it as a teenager, so... What was the inner lining? Yes, she stops. The lining is hand-sewn. It's blue. I tried to make the thing more weatherproof since he's running around out in the middle middle of winter. There's something I have to tell you. Too much small talk. Okay. This is not going to be easy. I don't want to. Wait, what? There has been enough pain. But we have to. I don't want to do this. Seems like there's a part of me that refuses to do this. Do what? Officer, the lieutenant warns you. Too late. You ruined it. Just say it now. Your husband's dead. Excuse me. What? She blinks. What did you say? She's in pain. She's in so much pain, and so are you. Your chest is burning. The lieutenant steps in. We're very sorry to inform you, but your husband, Victor Magin, was found dead this morning from the matinee's boardwalk. Oh. She touches her neck, eyes pale like pearls in seawater. Oh, she says again. But he was just... She looks at the kitchen table, where 2 cigarette butts are still in the tray. I understand that this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner, he points at you, are here for you if you have any questions. We're very sorry for your loss, ma'am. What happened to him? Tell me. He fell and smashed his head against the bench. And you just found him there, lying in the cold. She shakes her head. How long had he been there? It's hard to say. She doesn't reply. Her eyes well up with tears as she struggles to keep it together. You hear the clock ticking in the children's room. Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you? No, no. She breathes in. I just need to tell my girls. The air gets sucked out of her lungs suddenly. Unreal. God, what should I call them? Should I call them, or should I tell them to come home? Or should I call them? Yes. All right, I'll call them. She breathes in again, trying to steady herself. Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him? For God's sake, lie. He was taken to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. He has his number in case you want to contact him earlier. He hands her a leaflet with the morgue's contact information. Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you? No. I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still a bit... She rubs her face, blotchy and numb. I drank too much and now I can't do anything right anymore. Yes, she says sharply. That's what happened to Victor too. Apologies, my partner. The lieutenant steps in, giving you a sideways glance. Did not mean to make light of the situation. Again, if there's anything we could do for you, then don't hesitate to call the RCM now. She just nods, distant and inconsolable. The bed springs rattle beneath her as she begins to shake. I'll take it from here, thank you. She points at the front door, breathing fast now, holding herself back. The lieutenant nods at the woman, then looks back at you, his voice lowered. We should step outside and talk.
So, the death notification.
I'm sorry, I know I fucked up. It's alright. Don't worry about it. His eyes wander over the streets. I'll call the station when we're finished with the day and let them know the name of the deceased. What about Billy and her kids? There's not much we can do for them anymore, I'm afraid. That's it? That's it? We should get back to our case. There's nothing more we can do here. He looks at you. And, officer, I've seen worse. This wasn't the worst I've seen, okay? Now let's go. Hard to believe that. A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with an impressive sideburns. Nope. Alright, I'm going to go talk to the mercenaries today. And we're going to see what they have to say.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Piss shit and fuck the world. Send their best. I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners. I think they're afraid of you. They'll never be skulls, but she softens. But their hearts are in the right place. Skulls are cool. Can I be a skull? Fat chance. But you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood. And how's that? She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips and squints up at the sky, as though straining to hear something in the distance. Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere in Jamrock. But in Martinez, no gunshots, no sirens. The people are languishing in boredom and complacency. This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the rockets, you bring the sirens. She's making a valiant effort to come off as a nihilist, but she's really just an angry little commie. No wonder she was talking about the streets flowing red. That's what happens during the revolution. So tell me, what's it like being a skull and a communist? She sighs. You got me, pig shit. I don't make for a very good skull. I like animals too much. Simians and pigs. But I'm still gonna write some damn good graffito on this wall. Her voice sounds different when she speaks this candidly. Older somehow.
You're back. Good.
Nope. Hmm.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Found someone who saw the hanging. A witness. A witness? The tall man crosses his arms on his chest. You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this. That's just cop tactics, Titus. Next he's gonna tell you one of us has already rolled on the others. And easy in witness protection. My witness isn't local. Titus scratches the back of his head and asks, well, let's hear it then. Who is your mystery fella? He's not alarmed by the sudden appearance of a witness, but he is surprised. This goes without saying, but nonetheless, don't give out his name. Let's say he's a high-ranking government official, and leave it at that. Yeah, right. Like we wouldn't know if an MI plant was in our town. Titus looks over his shoulder to his men. Nice try, right? MI is short for Moral Intern. Moral Intern is short for Moralist International, the coalition that runs Revachol. I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They're desperate. He turns to you. Tell us, Copper, what wacky claims did he make? The witness said the hanging went down. No, I'm gonna go with this one. You're a pag guy. He starts laughing. Boss, I think he's trying to say me and Theo. Well, yeah, Titus nods. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Alain were there too. I already told you. We were all there. The witness said the hanging went down very quietly. No shouting, no commotion. It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy Boys are dead silent. Yeah, it's like... God damn it. It's like they put cowbells on you before they send you out to the street. he says provokingly. What's with the cowbells, policeman? They're avoiding having to answer this question. I'd imagine you guys drinking and singing lynching songs. What's with the funeral silence? We were drinking. He looks around. Weren't we, guys? I hit the bottle hard. I was drunk as fuck. All right, I'm convinced, Glenn. He nods sarcastically. Nothing off there. Just a regular hanging. The witness said it all looked like a surreal play. Those flaccid MI cocks with their cultural language. The Mesk spits on the ground angrily. Everything's a surreal play or a sublime whatever. Doesn't mean anything. It means the whole scene was long and drawn out, like it was from a film. What is this fella's problem? The little guy addresses everyone and no one. Sorry we didn't make it any more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing to come on our minds, you see. Shanky. It's Shanky, right? He doesn't wait for the answer. I thought there was something wrong about the lynching story. And now I know there was. You don't know shit! I know you're lying, Shanky. He writes in his notebook. Some witness. I pulled the same shit. Came up with the same shit, went and said it to people, got a reaction. Don't have to go to cop school to try that. You don't have to go to school for shit. I never went to school and I'm doing great. You're doing a hell of a job, man. Hell of a job. So much bluster to hide the fact that they're uncomfortable with you having this info. And guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade. Like hell you have. He leans back unruffled. There's no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos. We'll do that. In the meantime, he points south. Did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. He taps on the notebook, then turns to you. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grace? The thoughts form in your head like a lightning strike branching into the sky. You're right. There is no local drug trade, except you. That's a mighty interesting theory. He rubs his jaw, smiling. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street. Yeah, theoretically that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies. You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. He grins. For the good of the community, of course. Yes, but that just sends everyone else to Jamrock, doesn't it? You just diverted the flow to Jamrock. You've made it our problem. We haven't done anything, but theoretically, it has to be someone's problem. So it might as well be yours. He takes a sip from his beer and smiles. Hey, squad car. We are on day 4. Look at the new emotes. Don't you love the new emotes? Aren't they great? Titus, I'm amazed. Where is the same professionalism when it comes to the other topics? You're doing great. I hardly have to interfere at all. I don't know, Lizzie. I guess theoretical things don't make me emotional. He turns to you. Now, was there anything else? I was sort of going to get my brewski on. Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy boys here. The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing. She runs the thing, right? My answer is fuck off! He takes a step closer. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene. And here we go. Back to usual. The woman sighs. I know! The little man raises his index finger excitedly. Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints. Despite everything, the little man is quick on his feet. Go fuck your mom, Dennis. That's more like it, boys. She turns to you. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you want to know? Oh, boy. I talked to Joyce. The merc you hanged? His friends are coming for you. Yeah? He doesn't seem worried. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Kreno? Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma. And they're snickering in the room. Some of the men put their beers down. Yeah, they're forming some kind of tribunal, and they're coming for you. This is what happens if you take the law in your own hands. Other people start doing it too. Day 4. We're getting there. It's getting interesting. I think this is day 4. Yes, this is day 4. We're on Thursday. Also, squad car, I've been told that we might be nearing the end of the game. This doesn't feel very end game yet. Just that I'm running out of things to explore. Let him come! Blondie yells across the cafeteria. The Hardy boys are right fucking here. No spoilers. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. You heard the man. Right here. He points to the ground. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn is fucking crazy. Huh. Yeah, a well-oiled murder machine. Moida machine. He punches Blondie on the shoulder. You know that a single Cerise giant hornet can kill 40 bees a minute? Fuck does that mean? You're the bees. They're the hornet. We're not bees, we're men. We're socialists. Easy, he's trying to phase you. He turns to you. What are you trying to do? Scare my men? Uh-huh. The mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons. We got weapons of our own. He cracks open his vest to give you a glimpse of his holster. We got Ister 50s, Zilligers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home. Will they pierce ceramic armor? I guess we're gonna see, aren't we? That was an unsure phrasing. See what? That they don't? Yeah, like we've been up against ceramic armor. Or like you've been up against ceramic armor. He takes a sip of beer to bide his time, then tries to get the last word in. You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal. Yeah, that's because he was drunk at the time. The people coming after you, they won't be drunk. they will be in full control of their mental faculties. This Cranel is bad news. You know that, right? A spray of beer. So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy army and the Madre scum. You been out there? Seen any around? Yeah, where are they now? Huh? He points south. Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate. These people are trained military professionals with decades of combat experience. They're not a gang or a Barmy army. No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think. Really? Do you know where they are? And finally, Joyce says they've gone rogue. Nobody is controlling them. Big fucking surprise, he mutters. They hire psycho scum, armed them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is going to happen? Dumb shits. We're trying to save your lives. We can side with them. I mean, okay, they're going to wipe you the fuck out, Titus. No, they won't. He shakes his beer at you. Get out of here with your negative energy. All he means is that the situation is serious. No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that. Hold up. What is nuking our authority? Aha! I knew it had to be something. Do we have any clothes to help with the authority? -1. Oh yeah, what's up with this? This light springtime scarf smells like men's cologne mixed with cheap laundry detergent. Someone must have left it behind, probably from a date. Wear it if you want to delude yourself that spring has arrived. This shirt looks worn and smells a bit. You can't help but wonder, who would leave it stuffed in a tear container? What kind of man would even wear a polo shirt? This might be one of life's mysteries that will never be solved. What's up with your day, squad car? You been doing stuff also? This huge red scarf is still dusty from lying in the church. A subtle red-on-red embroidery embellishes it with cocky roosters and masked floral motifs. These dapper snakeskin shoes have an almost invisible white-on-white flower motif sewn into the tongue. The toe caps are still dusty from lying in the church.
It's you again. What is it?
Alright, let's try this.
It's you again. What is it?
We did it. Good job. As you look around the room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar? Where have I seen this before? You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time. I get it, Titus. You guys really are the authority around here. Huh? You must be. You're just like real cops, drinking beer and sitting around your dicks in your, sitting around with your dicks in your hands. He leans in. You got a problem with beer now? Not quite there yet. Push on. No, I got drunk. So drunk I drove my car into the sea. Don't give a shit either, just like you guys. Speak for yourself, buddy. He puts the beer down. We've been giving shit for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together. You don't know, man. And they weren't here. Or they don't know, man. They weren't here. He turns to you. We had three shootings a week. Kids dead. Fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s. Congratulations on the graffito remover. He turns to Titus. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim. So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck. He picks the beer back up. Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick. It's not about who did it. It's about the victim. She needs help. Titus. He looks at her. She stops at mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms. You want to help her, cop? Fine. I'm going to let you help her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her. Titus taps his chin with his fist. A freight train of pain, buddy. The lieutenant takes out his notes. What is her name? I don't know how to say that. Armando. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags. A real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. Titus adjusts his cap. That's Armando with an OU. Fuck. Shit, the girl upstairs. That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you're a cop. Miss Orange Disco Dancer? Sure, why not? You've probably seen her around. Hey, we succeeded. You inexplicably added cool after the victim's name, but no one notices. Your spine is too damn straight. None of these people would ever suspect you've met her. Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup. What was her relationship with the mercenary? She's one of them. Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship. It was that karaoke incident all over again. More like some other girls he was harassing. Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation. When did the rape happen? He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. He crushes his half-empty beer can. So what does it matter? It would help if we establish a timeline. All right, 2 weeks maybe. I don't know. I need another beer. Here you go, boss. The tall blonde throws him a can. Titus cracks it open. And what is your relationship with her? I know her. He looks around, and uncommon silence fills the room. How well do you know her? A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means. Well enough, Copper. We partied. She's been here for a few months. He crosses his arms. He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck tighten. So she's not from around here. You mean Revachel? Nah. Our Miss Orange Disco Dancer is an immigrant or a drifter of some sort. Been staying here over the winter. Don't give her any more trouble, the fat guy blurts out. You just had some bad luck, that's all. Shut up, Angie. Or Angie. He slaps his forehead. She doesn't need your help. Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent. You say you partied. What do you mean? What do you think it meant? Sex, drugs, and karaoke? Yes, yes, and no. He looks you straight in the eye. Got something to say about it? So you're saying the two of you were close? No, we just fucked, that's all. He states matter-of-factly. I'm not going to give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away. He's doing a good job here. A commendable performance of I don't give a shit. I think I know her. You don't know her. Yeah? Not the way I do. Hey, Kazakami. What's up? You did end up missing a lot, but I can recap for you if you want. Just say the word. We're about to meet one of the mercenaries. I don't know if you've seen this game. I think you mentioned something about seeing this game also.
Can I help you?
Good, I found a new bird for the whirling. What is this thing? The man takes the stuffed bird. This is a ruffed grouse. It symbolizes the might of male courtship rituals. May it serve as a reminder to keep an eye on the cock carousels. Cool, okay. He inspects the bird. I was really hoping not to think about the cock carousel any longer, because it made me feel like shit. But this is a competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. He hesitates. So, I don't know. Thank you? I'm gonna go with thank you. I feel good about our work here today. The lieutenant nods. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals. Quick recap? Okay, so where did you leave off, I guess? Do you remember what day? Because we can go through day by day. We're on day 4 right now, with day 5 being apparently a bad thing. That's all people have told me. We've talked to, let's see, we've talked to Joyce, who is the negotiator from Wild Pines. We've talked to the Walrus, Everard Clare, who is the head of the union. Day 3, okay. So you were around for the talk with Everard then. Yeah, so we talked to Everard, and Everard ended up giving us all the information that we needed, or that we really wanted to know about a certain murder. Then we talked to Joyce after we found our badge, and Joyce was like, oh no, you can't just get the information now. You already made a deal. Go find the drug dealers, and then we can talk. So I went and found a drug dealer, which we ended up attaching to the Hardy Boys, and it turned out to be a fairly useful piece of information. We just talked to the Hardy Boys about that, and they gave up another piece of information, like who the person who was raped by the mercenary was. I have a strange suspicion she wasn't actually raped. Anyway, Once we got the information to Joyce, Joyce told us that a bunch of mercenaries had been brought here from Wild Pines to help resolve the situation with the Union. The Union, okay, let's be honest, the Union massively overreacted and killed one of the mercenaries. The mercenaries are wearing indestructible armor and have automatic weaponry. They will obliterate the Union if they decide that they need to. And what with the death of one of the mercenaries, they're kind of deciding they need to. They haven't quite 100% come to that decision yet, but we're trying to figure out if we can stop them before that happens. So the entire Union's life is currently on the line. And that's where we are right now, trying to figure out if we can find enough information about the mercenaries to stop them from murdering everyone. Anyway, we are about to talk to one of the two mercenaries left. Keep in mind, even though there are only two of them, they are wearing ceramic armor and have automatic weaponry. There's nothing that the guys downstairs can do about them. Who is it? A woman's voice answers, muffled by the door. Tired. Controlled. This is the police. Can we come in? Come on up. The door is open, she shouts. I'm drying my hair. Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up. That sounds like a fantastic idea. Also, why is this being displayed? How are you doing, Kazakami? Having a good time? Handling all of the horrible stuff that's been happening? Oh, I'm sorry. Looks like she's been here for an extended stay. Oh no! I didn't realize I had this option. I have big news, Kim. Tell Kim about how you no longer obsess about your sexuality. Okay. I have managed to stop obsessing about my sexuality. Great. Imagine all the time you have to work for work now. Matter of fact, we should get back to it right now. Yes. Just one thing though. Are you part of the homosexual underground? You didn't stop at all, did you? You're just obsessing about other people's sexuality now. Yeah, but am I? I'll spare you another 20-hour mine project. Yes, I am. Now let's get back to work. That's the truth. Oh, Kim is... fun. Pile of dirty clothes. A woman's. Actually, kind of like that Kim is gay. You see the yard below. The corpse is no longer there. Oh no, if she could see it before. Just went out with a friend for the first time in a while. It felt good. Oh, that's awesome. Is it someone who's out of state usually, or just someone who you haven't seen in ages? Either way, that's really cool. This medicine cabinet is full of wares, sheets of pills haphazardly stacked on top of one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there. It's been used quite a lot. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves, sheet upon sheet and pill bottle upon pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners. Just a friend you haven't seen in a while. Well, either way, that's super cool. That reminds me, I should probably... So I've actually been trying to get in contact with some of my older friends too. And it's been cool to just talk to people, you know? I mean, I guess you'd get this, but I really hope this ends soon. There's a bunch of people that I actually really want to get back in touch with and just hang out with It's literally been years. Okay, that's quite the collection. Anything of note? He asks in a lowered voice. Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoparidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads Nacra. Nacra? And this is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around. Nacra, opioid antagonist. Interesting. And that's used for diamorphine overdose. The lieutenant nods and looks at the door. You could say he's on the lookout. Among some foreign, probably Messenian or Gottwaldian marked red blister packs you find... What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how. Electrochemistry, you got our back. Oh, we can totally do that. A bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby! That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding down that little plastic container. What's so exciting about this orange bottle? It's speed, man! Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine. No, that is actually how you say it. And talk about psychological disorders. But what you're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed. Lieutenant, I also see a brand called Preptide. Preptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine. Prescription speed. The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get some super fucking preppy. Oh. Well, you dropped it. Smack dab in the middle of the floor. There it is. Orange as the midsummer evening sun. Or the lieutenant's bomber jacket. Wow, that's unbelievably orange. Anyone can see that. It's practically effervescent. The lieutenant tries to keep his eyes on the door, but the Preptide bottle sounds like a rattlesnake. It's basically a percussion instrument that you're stuffing into your pocket. Who cares, man? Who cares what the stiff thinks? You got it. Here comes the afterburner. Just put it in your sweaty little hands now. Let's close the cabinet before electrochemistry kills us. We got speed. Oh. The smell of cigarette smoke in the air. Astra menthol. Cold coffee and an ashtray that looks like a hedgehog. Look, a handful of dried white wildflowers. Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air. Got him! You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a maybell. The young woman looks at the maybell in your hand. Just a glance, then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod. Don't snap finger pistols at all. Your 9mm semi-automatic finger pistols produce a satisfying snap. Strange for such a low-caliber finger gun to sound so chunky. The flower in your other hand is impressed. Oh, okay. So is Kim. That's not entirely true. Or that's not entirely true. The lieutenant is looking at the door to the east and mostly misses them. Alright. Later, squad car. Thanks for coming by, man.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other. Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Is there a cleaning lady? I think I think I need one.
Oh yes, legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell is opened in there.
Disco Infernum.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the Infernum.
Oh.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I've ever seen in my life, and I have seen a few. Oh yeah, life gets hard, but we go on.
The chorus of the 35 single, megaphoning the entire human race, instills you with the fuck-it-all swagger that prompts you one to plow into grannies on your morning stroll. Oh no. It's gotten pretty hard in the meantime, but I go on.
I can see that. I'm glad all this onward going has brought you to me.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
I see.
She takes a pensive drag of her menthol cigarette. What could she be thinking of? It's hard to say. Her shoulders are relaxed, her eyes on the cigarette. It's like she's disappointed this wasn't about more entertaining matters. What is this wildflower? She looks at the dried petals in your palm, and then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp like a mini dagger. The petals crumble on contact. Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style? Why was it there? Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind. What is your name, miss, for the record? Oh, God. I can't say her name. Does anyone else have any idea how to say her name? Klastra? I don't know. Amandu. Same name that Titus gave you. Like her accent, it sounds Orangese. Her birthmark also signals orange. You don't know why, but Orangese girls tend to come speckled with them. How old are you? I'm 28. She takes a drag. Are you from Orange? Right, sir. Reedford, Republic of Orange. I guess you could say I'm an Orangese expatriate. Wasn't the tattoo on the hanged man an Orangese map on of the waterways? The thought begins to form in your head, then dissipates. Something for later. What is Orange? A bad memory, officer. The Republic of Orange is a democratic nation on the Mundi Isola, north of here, over the sea and across the Pale. It is one of the 6 major Occidental nations to hold stake in the continued occupation of Revachol, the coalition. People consider it a reasonable superpower. Reasonable? They will make you into a fiscal colony, divert your natural resources, hold patents and shares, but they won't threaten to wipe you out anytime, like Revachol did in its prime. A bad memory of what? Of lilacs and lightning. She squints her eyes as if to see them in the distance. Parks, glass. Duralumin Duraluminum. Reedford is a conference city. It's always in autumn there. And night. At least it was for me. What's so bad about that? Nothing. If you're no longer there. What do you do, miss? What is your specialization? Something stupid. What's that? RNG's lit. RNG's literature. It's what I studied at the university. She raises both eyebrows. What is RNG's literature about? Fear of failure, fear of death. How it sucks to be RNG's. All national literatures are only the names of the nation changes. What about Revacholian literature? People sometimes reveal things about themselves when they discuss such matters. No. She seems glad that you asked. Revacholian lit is about how magnificent and serious Revachol is. It's about how you have to save the world. I have no intention of doing that. That's just a phrase the Revacholian hero goes through. Or a phase the Revacholian hero goes through. She breathes in the menthol-flavored fumes, savoring it, and then breathes out, before they plunge into full core humanity and world-saving. RNG's lit. What do you do with it? Nothing. I do nothing with it. How do you make money, then? Money is very important. Cool. Could we take a look at your passport, please? I'm afraid you can't, officer. Why is that? Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets. Thank you for your candor. Why? They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from the person from your person when west of the river. I'm pretty sure I have a legal right to demand your passport, miss. Look, officers. She turns to face you both. I like this place, but I don't want to be stuck wandering the city like a ghost after being robbed of my travel documents. I don't want to become an indentured servant in a brothel on Boogie Street, and I don't want my relatives to pay the ransom. There are plenty of other reasons for hiding your documents from the law. That is not why you're hiding it, though. It's also why I hid it. Why is? He's suddenly very attentive. I'm an unpopular girl. She takes a drag. There are people back home who don't like me. If they show up, I'm in a hurry. The kind of hurry where you can't afford to not find your documents. But don't worry. This has nothing to do with your investigation. Are you sure about that? I think I know exactly who this is about. What kind of people are these? The ones that don't like you? I would love to change the subject. It's not important. Unless I'm some kind of suspect. You might be. No. I'm not. She waves you off. My colleague has an exploratory sense of humor. Don't hold it against him. How do I know you've told us your real name? If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clastria Amandu. It's a weird name. She seems to be telling the truth, sire. Okay. If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements. Thank you. That's it for the record. Yeah, it's pretty deluxe. What are you doing here in the whirling and ranks? I'm wintering. How long have you been staying here? She calculates. About 4 months. I came in November. Why here? Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol. Elsa, what are you doing? Hold up. I got a cat. I got a cat. There we go. I got a cat, and now she's getting a bit comfortable. And now she's not. Now she's gotten up and has decided that she's going to sit down here and receive all the pats. Yes. Here in Revachol, I always wanted to see the only city in the world in the worst time of the year. It's a tourist thing. This is by far not the only reason she's here, and she isn't really hiding it either. You have quite the collection of prescription drugs down there. Thank you. I put a lot of time and effort into it, she says without any discernible irony. It was quite impressive. How did you amass such a hoard? With money, sir. She takes a drag. It's not exactly the anti-star-sized caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there. The anti-star is, or was, a vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs he eventually mutated into a corpse. You seem to have, among other things, Preptide. Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments. Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours. She thinks. Not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a mere speed molecule, basically. Huh? She looks at the drug in your hand. Motherfucker took my Preptide. Looks like you owe me one, officer. I'm talking serious corruption here. This does not amount to actual corruption. I can easily log it under confiscation. Tisk tisk, she says to herself with a smile. Robbed by common highwaymen. It's hard to tell if she means it in earnest or as a joke. I have other questions for you, though. Okay. She takes a pensive drag of her cigarette. Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in the smoke. So, I don't think anyone is going to argue with me when I say that this is probably the second mercenary. The one that's sitting high where she can see everything. Every time that we've seen her, she's been on top of this building, watching. She's also not from around here, and she's Orangese. We know that one of the mercenaries is Orangese, and the other is Mesk. And the other one, the one that we know the location of, he's not Orangese. Alright then, let's continue with this investigation, shall we? Tell us about how you were raped. It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it? Actually, it's already afternoon. Is it? Squinting, she takes a look around. The spring sun is high in the sky. People pass below. It is afternoon. She looks into her coffee cup. Time flies, man. So were you? Yeah. She draws out the word. I'm gonna go with not raped. I want to say that shit about him. By him, she means the victim. And tell them it's not my style. And they'll have to know, Wait. They'll have to, you know, if you want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more. She searches for words, then shrugs. Rapeable. Yeah. It's all very organic. Her mannerisms, her movements. If she's acting, she's quite gifted. By they, she means the Hardy Boys. Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted? Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery, sexual assault, maybe. It was clearly the latter. Would be spicier. Why was there a bullet in his head? Bullet? There's a silence. Her brows meet in the middle for a pained frown. They shot him too? I'm not picking up any theater craft here, sir. That pause is sincere. I figured that would get her to pause. They stripped his clothes and they shot him? You mean after they hanged him? I'm confused, sorry. So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss? Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender. This is beginning to get confusing for you too, and we don't like that. Where was she last Sunday night? Where were you when this happened? Cowering. I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie. Cowering. Interesting. What can you tell me about him? Name, eyes, age? I'm sorry, I can't do it. She puffs on her cigarettes. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him, like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair. Another puff. More nervous. I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later. If I show her the picture, she's going to lose it. Without a doubt. What did happen between you and the victim? We partied. Wait, partied. Where have I heard that before? A lot of partying going on. From Titus. From her and Titus's relationship. That's where you heard it. Yes, she makes a twisting motion with her hands. We made balloon animals, drank lemonade, inflated a bouncy castle. Did you rim the lemonade glass with sugar? I like that. Oh, yeah, I love that too. Her voice is girlishly high-pitched now. We frosted the glasses. I unwrapped my bike. There was a petting zoo with little white rabbits. Really? I would like it to have been that way, but it wasn't. How was it? We drank, sir. She takes a sip of her coffee. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him. Oh, it is. Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder, and then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex. Were feelings involved? A little. The drugs were good enough, and we did enough of them. How did you two meet? Or how did you two meet? The lieutenant's voice is quiet, calm. Downstairs. She taps on the roof with her 10-centimeter heel. At the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar. When was this? A month ago? Something like that. Pet the cat, pet the cat. What did they hang him for, if not rape? He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. She thinks. But you probably know all about it. Also, what are you doing? He also wants more pets. And his role in the strike was what? I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss much, if you know what I mean. But I understand it was dangerous. And they lynched him for it. She nods. I just asked you to spice things up for us. Pretty much. She cradles her coffee cup in both hands, warming them. How do the Hardy Boys know you? They're frequent guests downstairs. They have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now. And how did you meet? Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter. Did you party? A little, yeah. Like you partied with the deceased? No, not as hard. I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys? I have. Which one? Which one, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously, but as I said, it's been a long winter. Must have been hard for you, seeing him there. Oh, yes, she says bitterly. I've had a great view from the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams. A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer. You called us the ICM. Yes. Jackpot. The call, reporting the hanging, that was you? I made it, she nods, and I would appreciate it if you didn't tell anyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching. Reporting crimes is confidential in Revichomis. Before we go on, if it's snitching, then why do it? Because I couldn't handle it anymore. She takes a drag, her voice thick with disgust. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him. The caller's voice was disguised. I didn't exactly disguise it. It was just I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little. Nicked it with nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it, into the cold wire. Yep, that's everything I need to know. She's the operator, the radio operator. We now know everything that we need to know to guarantee that this is definitely the other mercenary. And in the process, you broke the landline downstairs. Did I? She looks into her coffee. Fuck, I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing. As if. Jigsaw falling into place. This is satisfying. Good catch. I appreciate the symmetry. We're getting a lot of points here. One more. Still, that's pretty clever tampering. Simple and clever, crossing the lines like that. Seems like you had some idea. That was nifty. Thanks. She manages a smile. She looks a bit more like a little girl who's just been complimented on her bike repair skills. Why go through all the trouble? I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk too. I was probably afraid the Union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires. We're not entirely convinced by the answer. But okay, let it slide. Pushing won't help you. Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do. $89% is a lot lower. Half-Light, do you? Do I? She flicks a bit of ash away. Maybe you don't. The ash lands on her jumpsuit. She brushes it off. There are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales. Easy to see how you're see now that you're closer. I'm in conclusion, officer. I'm going to go with a mild medium, not raped here. Lieutenant, I don't know what to say about this. I'm sorry, miss, but we need a definite statement. Let me make this 100% clear then, officer. I was not sexually assaulted. Would I be this flippant if I had been? No, that's fair. She breathes a heavy sigh, a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels human. We should head back downstairs, officers. The lieutenant looks at you. We may have things to discuss here. Oh, wow. I have something, or I had something else before we go. A little thing. Oh! This is why we try these. Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise between her painted red lips. She's beautiful. I have bad news for you. What? You know these guys? Oh, me? Yes, you. He's talking about you, you boring stiff. You too. Me? What did I do? These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info. You can't trust them anymore. Oh my God. Believe it. Which ones exactly are affected? There's no way of knowing. All the moments I'm afraid it's best to assume. All of them. Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised. Especially that guy. That guy's the most compromised one in here. Oh no, I can't trust my own brain. No fucking way, man. I just want to drag in that sweet menthol Ziggy. Really? Quick, tell me what's under her jumpsuit. Glory, truth, softness, protect her. She wants you. Huh. Okay. Does this mean she's been lying to me? Yes. Mr. Thespian here has been singing paeans to how truthful she is. She is a lady most fair and just. In his defense, to reduce him to such inadequacy, she probably had to employ half-truths more often than outright lies. That is correct. And omissions too. Can I trust that guy? A little. They're all still of limited use, interpreting things to the best of their ability. Maybe they add flair or something. I wouldn't know. I don't add flair. But when it comes to an assessment of character and factual accuracy, they are not to be trusted. Not with her. Okay, can I trust any of them ever again? Don't be melodramatic. You can trust them, just not with her. Okay. How did this happen? Oh, it always does. Through subtlety. What can I do? There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as they do. Can you turn them normal again? No. What use is this then? It's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it, is it not? What is her plan? You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one who usually does says, she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. You doubt it's something truly insidious. See, that I don't trust. See? It's oddly moderate. Probably compromised. I've been talking to myself long enough. Let's get back to it. Don't worry, it's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this. The silence is broken. Sorry. Miss, are you manipulating me? The silence broken, she exhales a little cloud of smoke and says, God, no. Of course not. Yes, Kim, we need to talk. I may not trust my brain that well, but I trust the voices in my brain. And when the most trustworthy of all of them is telling me that I shouldn't trust the rest of them, that's a bad sign. This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo. Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges, but the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in close to inspect the surface. This window was recently replaced. Looks like it, yes. He adjusts his glasses. That is interesting. Kim, we'll wait a couple seconds. We need to get to some place where we won't be overheard. My room. Where does this lead to? I don't know, Lieutenant Yfreter. He makes a note. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There's also your mysterious blue kitchen door. Do you think it's important? I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case. Below, the hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beams and cantilevers. Tap on the roof with your foot. A dull thump. Somewhere inside, a windbrace rattles with the imperceptible motion of the building. The vigilantes, the cadaver, and he nods towards the young woman. A number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant. So maybe the door below is a mega investigation. No. Still a mini investigation. He pretends to make a note in his notebook. Well, we're not trying this. Ow! You kick it, gung-ho style, entering the premises style, but the door fails to respect the force. All you hear is the rattling sound, laughing at you. All right, the woman nods approvingly. Let's trash the place. Let's not. Yes, we'll get to it, Kim. Okay.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate? Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they're prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Their decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan. Why did she tell us all that? What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it. You would have caught it. Lies. Like hell you would have. Remember. I have reason to doubt my ability to see through her lies. If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her. She seems candid. I know she's manipulative. So you said to her. What did you mean by it? She has half my skill set compromised singing her tune. My assessments of her are untrustworthy. She seemed forthcoming to me. Unusually so. Being forthcoming with something is a good way to obscure other things. But I wouldn't call myself compromised. Well, I am anyway. I am not easily swayed by young women. But on the other hand, the best liars are candid. And she was candid. The lieutenant seems oddly sure he is not compromised. Not psychologically, at least. Is it hubris? Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Six crumbling petals rest in your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped crown. What is this, Kim? This is the Insulindian lily. The lieutenant corrects his glasses, called Maybelle's or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle. This flower is a spring flower, but it's a bit early for that, isn't it? Does this flower blossom in early spring? Yes, but not this early. Not to my knowledge. He observes the petals. It looks dried, preserved. Is it a coincidence, it being on the roof? Maybe, maybe not. He makes a note on his little notebook. We'll see. Who pinned them? Which side? The revolutionaries. So the communards, and the anarchists. It's their color. But the custom started on the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the kingsmen too. It's about girls and boys more than sides. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruin from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the Civil War. Interesting. Water flows under the channel bridge. Dark water. You rub your sides for warmth, but there is none. Inland, above the Martinez distributary, the channel that brought wastewater from the silk mills of Jamrock and the dead bodies during the war. The wrinkled fingers of an old man crush flower petals, then sprinkle them in the stream like white salt. Wait, have you noticed there's a war veteran playing a ball game on the plaza? You should ask him about the flowers. Good catch, reaction speed. Motorics and psyche.
Again, I can't believe this shit.
Yes? What is it?
Are you by any chance working class? Well, raising 2 children and half a husband on a patrol officer's wage. Yes, I guess I'm working class. Do you want to rise up and tear down the entire fucking system with me? No, she sighs. Okay, sort of, but not with you. Like you are now. Don't take this the wrong way. You have a blue uniform and mine is black. What does that mean? She seems confused for a moment. It means I'm a patrol officer, sir. What was with that, sir? You called me sir. Why? Well, She looks extremely uncomfortable right now. I guess I... Cut the shit! The words are addressed to you. Or the words are addressed to you. Every second you stand here running your mouth, the case grows colder.
It's you again.
Hold up.
What is it?
I want to check something. We just have a random as fuck.
It's you again. What is it?
Let's go over the rape victim again. She says she wasn't raped. Fuck! The big man's eyes and veins bulge. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted. For the record, she steps in forcefully. Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her. Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He turns back to you. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea. She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you. Yes, she's crazy, you know, the rat-faced man says carefully. Crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up. This is a diversion. Stay on track. She wasn't raped. The lieutenant's voice is beginning to betray the agitation. The witness's statements are very clear. Lawman, he says through clenched teeth, I am at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her. And you went and pushed her. Something breaks in. He takes a step closer and says, I am going to fucking hit you. Duck! Titus Hardy! Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot. Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood? When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Her lips barely move as she speaks. Look, Copper. The tattooed man snaps his fingers to get your attention. We know the dead fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on the tape. Show it to him, T. He turned to Titus, who's still breathing heavily. What's the harm, right? Here, jerkwad. He slams an audio tape on the table. Listen to this shit and then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man. Neat. Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me. You don't care about evidence? His eyes twitches. The fuck are you a cop for then? Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. And they're fucking keeping score on their bulletin boards. I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about then. So what's on it? What's on it? We call it the Door Gunner Megamix. You'll know why once you listen to it. Now that's intriguing. You had me at Door Gunner. A door gun is a gun mounted to a door of a transport airship. They have a habit of mowing down civilians, farmers mostly. Huh. Where did you get this? You think we got into this shit deaf and dumb? URCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that. Actually, there are a few. Crypto analysts, radio officer. Actually, there are numerous degrees you can get in signals intelligence. Yeah, like you have one? Smart ass. He looks to his left. There's a beard there that he forgot. So you bugged them. How? We have machines. He nodded. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff. Understood. You've listened in on their communications. He takes a note. How long? Since before their chief started taking swing lessons. Things got nice and quiet after that. Which one of you is doing this advanced radio work then? It's not advanced, the heavy man wheezes. You're just holed up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there. Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work. The chief picks his beer back up to offer a silent toast. And where can I listen to it? I'm sure we can find a tape player. Where can I listen to this? He mocks you. Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius? Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker. His voice echoes like thunder in the small room. I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem. He repeats calmly in a hushed voice. Don't forget your tape, lawman. He pushes the little tape towards you with his giant hand. Compliments of Titus Hardy. You do that. Fine, I'll listen to it. You do that, he says, adjusting his belt buckle. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday. Let's check the one in our room. This looks like it still functions. The compact tape player is still in silent. Seems it has completely broken down now. Oh, maybe not. The machine was made in Revitrol by a company called Lumercier. Their logo depicts the triple tower Delta skyline. It was supposedly built to last. There is no fixing this one. This would have been a very helpful with the Megamix. He stares at the tape player. But it isn't anymore. Yeah. Any ideas? My kinema only comes with a radio. Let's try to find a new tape player. Perhaps we should talk to Roy at the pawn shop. He has stuff. Well, it was worth taking a look. Just looking at the tasks. Yeah. These are starting to really crunch down. Nope. That's a fascist statement.
liquid shit?
Thank you, Kuno. I really appreciate it. You're still a dink, he says without malice. Now what's your case with Kuno? If I get a little bit more, I might be able to buy those. That'd be nice. Oh, man. Hey, Roy.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I'm looking for something that plays a tape for police business. A tape? We have boom boxes for sale that would play it. Check the shelves. The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with unblinking eyes of the tape reels. One especially catches your eye, deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. Just make sure it works before buying it. Can I just play a tape on one of the boomboxes real quick? Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now. Okay, this Stereo 8 approved machine there. Is the Harman Waushi WO2, made in Vespa, designed in Seal. He says, plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real. Can I get a discount on this boombox? A police discount? A discount. I do have to keep the lights on, man. It's 12 real. He seems like an experimental man. And what sonic experience is the most experimental in the more experimental than the Door Gunner Megamix? Certainly, he'd give you a discount if he knew you'd play that. I'm not just doing any police work. I've got the Door Gunner Megamix here. An era-defining work. Let's do 4 real. He purses his lips. 4 real is offensively low. But just this once. For the Musique Concrete Cop. Sweet. And here you are. Quality Sounds reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes. Well, let's see what this is. Oh my god, yes. Okay. The porta reel is just what you need. The reel is attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader. You come and say, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air. This isn't Revachol, a man's voice says. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants. Another loud screech, some machinery. They have a... Kim takes out his notebook. That's the sound of a Kvelsen crane. He's right. More static. When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear this place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit, dogs, and chickens too. Gonna rent a room? Cordy. A real nice one. This part is unintelligible. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dancer whore upstairs. And do it coy hoy style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth. A click. And then silence. The rest of the tape is empty. The lieutenant presses the button marked Erete on the porter reel. The tape stops spinning. Who's this Cordy? Corty could be short for Cortenaire, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work. And who's Koihoy? A village on the Sumerian Isola in South Safra. Grad committed war crimes there. The kind of things he talks about. The South Safra conflict is an ongoing proxy war between Grad and Safra. It's been hot for 12 years with the atrocities piling on, mostly committed by Grad. You think he was there? Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the story of this man's service. A symbol of soldiers of the apocalypse style conduct in a civil environment. What do you think? It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off that shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. I agree. He also sounded inebriated. Still, the lieutenant looks at the tape. You are familiar with this look now. It's his look of suspicion. What was that at the very end? Silence? End of recording. Okay, what now? I think we've got a few more questions for Clash, don't you? Don't you? He looks around. This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree. As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back onto the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's Friday night. Alright, let's go talk to Cluster.
Officer, What brings you up here in the ring?
I need to talk to you about your room. No. Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape. She puts her coffee cup down, with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table. Did he? A smile flits across his face. I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions, only that he was never bad to me. She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused. On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target. Where did they get this recording exactly? It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recording via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough. She arches her brow. Does he say he's going to do it, Soldier of the Apocalypse style? Those are the exact words he used? Yeah, that was practically his pickup line. She picks the cup back up. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it hoi style? Or cohoi style? Yes, cohoi was mentioned. He wasn't actually there. He didn't do it to her, or at least didn't tell me he did. It would have been overkill. Anyway, he lived his own little cohoi. It was in his everything. Why say things like that? Machismo? Yes. Was he bragging? Oh no. I'm pretty sure he did all those things, then integrated them into his idea of normalcy, to keep on living, until they just sort of turned into his, she thinks. What's the word I'm looking for? Persona? Running joke. I was going to say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lily's punchlines got way funkier than that. It was like the Seminoles conflict, the Cohoy massacre, and the 36 famine in Yisit all rolled into one person, then cast into Orange's ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower. And he spent time with this person? Romantically. We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Cohoy here. Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? Here in Martinez, I mean. No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed, she thinks, he seemed happy, I guess, at ease, as much as a man like him could be. What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it. Thank you for clearing that up, miss. He turns to you. Whenever you're ready, I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now. Now that you've had some time, can you tell us about the victim? Like, for example, his name? Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lily. A nickname? I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use. Lelystad. That's a good start. The lieutenant writes it down in his notebook, then tears out a page and hands it to you. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer. The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink. Everything left to be clarified is in the column on the left. Oh boy. His eye color? Blue, light blue. They were like, she stops, her eyes half closed, then continues, like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. She takes a drag. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising. But with all that scarring, it was quite something, watching him speak. He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth. Yes, severe. She seems to enjoy the word. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes. Oh yes. The lieutenant suddenly remembers. His hair, if you can remember. It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine. Made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone. Interesting. I too have stroked his hair. Oily, isn't it? She says, unfazed. She draws on her cigarette and lets the smoke linger for a moment in her mouth. We have that in common now. She understands what autopsies entail. It doesn't get her off balance. How old was he, miss? He was 42. 42? Are you sure? I would have had him at above 50. He had many scars that made him appear older. But no, the memory makes her smile. We even celebrated his birthday, like some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me. Looks like you were right, officer. The lieutenant taps on his notebook once, as though assigning some kind of point. I did not know this was a competition, Kim. It isn't. Police work is a cooperative sport. This is clearly sports for him. Something like archery or darts. Still something... It's still about getting hits right and not missing. And that's too pinball for me. I just like to get autopsies right on the first try. He makes another note. Where were we? He's lying. Okay. Where is Lilystad? The place in Orange, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town here. The Lilystad municipality has few bureaus and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat. Orange. Orangey's map of waterways. This fits with his tattoos. You were almost right, officer. The lieutenant shakes his head, like he just missed a shot in darts. And that means his race was Occidental, not Mondial. I'll update the form. You were both from Orange? Yes, we were compatriots. Did that bring you together? No, he was too old for that. And from another part of Orange. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Orange. It was bad habits. Perhaps, miss, it was communism that killed him. Is the Union communist? They're a couple of shades pinker than that, no? Social Democrats. They're not hardcore in that way, is what I'm trying to say. What are we talking about anyway? This politics shit is a lot in the morning. Is it even morning? You could blame her a little. It was a pretty straightforward question that she refused to answer. He had a tattoo. What did it mean? Oh, she smiles. That. It was an Orangey's map of the waterways? Sure, waterways. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though. For showing off to chicks? How so? How? Imagine him lying in bed, freakish musculature, laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason. Is this Orangey's lit? Yes. This is the very essence of Orange's Lit. A moment's respite. Dark and hopeless as the struggle itself. She leans even further back to demonstrate. He's smoking and drinking, of course, and his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like... She points at the air with her sharp-nailed finger, picking out an imaginary tattoo star. What was this, baby? And he says... She lowers her voice comically. That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that. So she goes, okay, but what was this, baby? And he's like, saw some bad shit there. Killed some loincloths. And so it goes. Star after star, port after port. Third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them. You were the woman in this? Oh yeah. She nods. Can you tell us precisely what these mean? No, thank you. She does not take it. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them. She pours herself some more coffee. Go on. He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orange needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer for money. He went to Killer Academy in Reedford. Then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands, and on another island too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself. Not a very fun story. It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. She smiles faintly. A change of topic. Okay. We ordered a toxicology report. Any idea what that will show us? A real rainbow spattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. She grins. Barbiturates, amphetamine, sildenafil. How much does that toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it. I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself. It's quite expensive, miss, but we'll manage without your help for now. I think we're finished this line of questioning. All right. The lieutenant puts the slip back in his notes and observes the young woman for a moment. Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself some coffee. There's still so much she's not telling us. Wait, stop that man. Bloated beyond all recognition was 42. That's what she said, yes. Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality, he was 42 years old? Where is this going? How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol have left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? You could ask either one of them. Hey, you know what? Huh? She leans in closer. How old do I think you are? She's buying time to formulate the best answer. Look who's finally awake! Oh, thanks, Rhetoric. I don't know, 40? I was like 9 when OO peaked. That was, what, 19 years ago? I liked them when I was 9. You couldn't have liked it when you were 40. Let's say you were 20-something, 25. A good disco age. 25 plus 19 is 44. I'm gonna say you're 44. Wow! Age is a number, man. Yes, miss, but the lieutenant disagrees. For him, that number is 56. Wait, this requires scientific measurements. Wait, Kim, do you know how old I am? Bring it on. I'm not afraid of the truth. To the laboratorium. Oh, God. Okay. Hey, Hardy. Actually, before we get this, I'm going to grab some water. This is going to be a fun dialogue. I'll be right back, guys. Hey. All right. All right. Okay, we should be back. That's some good water. Let's continue. Oh, right. I was actually talking to them, wasn't I?
It's you again. What is it?
So I talked to Clastra about the tape, and he tenses immediately. Chest tightens, jaw sets, ready for another blow. And nothing. She stands by what she said. That fucking fucker. He stares at his beer for 2 seconds, intently, then turns to you. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape. That fucker wasn't aimed at you, it was at her. Eh. She pretty much laughed it off, Titus. Fucking fuckity fucker! He shakes his head in disbelief. And what did she say then? That it's fine? People are supposed to be like that? Yeah, actually, kinda. Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic. Yes, in fact. The lieutenant looks at you, then him. I think she thought it was a little funny. Funny? Titus mumbles, his lips barely moving. No good goddamn psycho whore. Seems like they wanted to give Clastra a second chance to play along. She still didn't. All right. He slams his giant fist on the doorframe. Oh, fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking... Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus. Her voice is a bit softer than earlier. Titus rubs his chin with his palm as if trying to grind it smooth. This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, Lawman? You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match. Donka, Rhetoric. Donka. I think she had a lie plan, but she didn't play along. I asked for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma. This tape was the last chance for her to do what she what was planned. But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us, unlike you. Oh no, he's definitely compromised too. It's his hubris! Sadly, not much to do about it now. Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job. He despondently glances at his beer. I'm so sick of this piss. We should get something harder in here. Yeah, guys, we should get a party going tonight. Why? He looks at the old man in the corner. Maybe not then. Yeah, I don't know. Theo does seem like he's the one who's actually in charge here. Every time he speaks, people listen. Success! They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation. Maybe she isn't who you thought she was? Nah, I know her. He looks upstairs, distracted. She's just a girl in over her head. Titus, she has my whole skill set compromised. She's some kind of pro. What kind of pro? You're saying she's a hooker? He forces himself to pick up the beer and take a gulp. No, he's not saying that. Forget about it. Okay, fine. Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened? I already told you. He puts his giant face in his hands and sighs. We fucking hanged him. The man is slowing down. Looks like a bad blood sugar crash. He can't keep track of all the variables anymore. Who could? It's getting harder and harder to perform one's part in this sordid play. All it takes is a nudge. Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. He taps on his notebook. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just... You know what? He gets closer. I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus says, fuck off. He throws his beer can down. That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over, you understand? Your little investigation is over. Yeah. There's a silence in the room. Elaine starts saying something, then thinks best not to. On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it. What is this quiet funeral shit? What we need is some beers in us. He looks around. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union. Why don't we make it 40, huh? The man shouts from behind the counter. Why don't we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough. 100 beers? Now we're talking. Glenn livens up. Hippity hoppity over here, cafeteria manager. Oh, Jesus. Huh. Yeah, no, we kind of fucked up this check. Our grand total that this all brings us to is 13 rhetoric. Convince Titus he is being manipulated. Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter. But you know someone who might. One of his boys will. Fat Angus. The powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Hey, Estetsu. We are blowing this case wide open, is what's going on. Just remember, it's about more than Class J. It's about these men in Martinez, their district, their responsibility. Outside in the midday sun, ruins. The pavements are cracked and the benches peeling. Newspapers blow in the wind. That's it then. Case closed. We're going home, Kim. Huh? The lieutenant raises his brow. He'll get it. Go on. Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you. Got it. He takes out his notebook. Kill you because they don't like you. All because... I don't know which one of these is the best option here. Because you work for the wrong people. Goddamn right, this is Uniontown. You work for the company, we will kill you. Fuck, Dennis, we don't kill you if you work for the company. Half the harbor works for the company. Work for the wrong company. He jots down, and they execute you. They just hang you, shoot you, whatever. They can't even remember. It wasn't that. It wasn't, the fat man says with a wheeze. We didn't shoot him. That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the officer. You will be next if you don't shut up. The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm. Firearm! A Glace 08 or a .38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. Look to Kim first. The lieutenant has put down his notebook. His hand is resting on his holster. He gives you an imperceptible nod. Or what? You're gonna fucking kill me like you killed him? For no fucking reason? No. You see him shake his silvery head. His calm voice is almost kind now. I'm not going to do it. I'm too old for a shot like that now. You hear that, Angus? You're gonna kill me too. Suddenly there's an awful ringing in your ears. Your body temperature spikes. You're burning all over with fear. To your right, you sense the air move. The lieutenant draws his firearm. You only manage to perform one more movement. An instinctive jerk to your left. Then, no sound. No one screams. It's impossible to say where it comes from. Ah! Gotcha. Sad news from the district of Martinez as the bodies of 2 police officers are found floating in a canal. It is believed that the officers were pursuing a murder investigation, but got caught in the dock workers' strike and were gunned down under unclear circumstances. Such needless loss of life is truly tragic, a local union leader, Everett Clare, commented, and added that although the event is truly horrid, we can expect similar incidents to follow if the right-wing vigilantes are allowed to run around uncontrolled and try to wriggle their way into the well-organized neighborhoods. Great! I'm glad I quick saved. It was Lizzie. It was definitely Lizzie.
It's you again. What is it?
She did not say whoop-de-doo. I can confirm that. She didn't? Well, whoop-de-doo then. He's too angry to drink his beer. He just stares at it. It did not come as a surprise to her, and she definitely wasn't scared. Yes, in fact. Okay. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna go through all this. And we're going to try this again. Nope. How do we get out of this conversation without dying?
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Huh. You can't talk to any of these, right? Okay. I just want to see what this even is. There's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket. Hanging from it, a bronze key. Someone hid the key in the bush and attached a yellow ribbon to make it easier to find. It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide open and just take it. Surely not a coincidence. Huh? The big guy looks up behind him. Can you let me slide by so I can grab the thing? I don't know about that. The tattooed man yawns and settles more comfortably on the bench. I'm comfortable here. Don't think any sliding would really help right now. Sorry, fucko. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. Good fucking luck with that. The hawthorn's got a bitch of a bite. I'm enjoying the sight of you in the bushes out there. With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn branch, and slides it across the table to you. That was unexpected. Spare key to the workshop. The key is brass. Workshop spare is etched to its bow. The old man closes the window and sits back down in silence. Come on, man. We were just having some fun. Where's the harm in... I'm tired of listening to your shit. Thank you. Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key. I wonder what door does it open. You could open the door in the kitchen. The blue door. He looks at the key in your hand. It says workshop spare. Maybe there's a workshop here? Interesting. The key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it after all these years, but then the lock clicks. The darkness before you smells like engine grease and cut wood. This pinball says Franco-Nigerian. The theme is horses and swords. This pinball is White Diora. The backlash shows a female figure in mourning. All these mesmerizing machines just waiting to be plugged back in and played. Feels like it might jump back to life any moment. The lights illuminating the white-robed woman. What's White Diora? Some kind of... He looks around thinking. Inane pinball theme, probably related to Messina during the DeLorean age. The history themes of the West. Diora was one of the 3 crown cities of the DeLorean era on the Mundi Isla. The other being Riesevia and Advespericit. This theme is all about early airships and beautiful, sad, pearl-laden women. It's quite nice, actually. How about we fire one of these bad boys up and play some ball? You can't fire them up. They're broken. Only that one machine in the main hall works. The Royalist Pinball. He looks away. What a dumb name, Royalist Pinball. If they weren't broken, he would kick one of these machines about now. Think. Kim Kitsuragi. Kim Kitsuragi. Kim Pinball Kitsuragi. Exactly. That's what he's known as. His reputation precedes him. You're Kim Pinball Kitsuragi. So now he remembers. He looks at you in the silence of the workshop, then takes his glasses off and cleans them. Fine. I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi. He puts them back on, a.k.a. the Kimball. You remembered. Congratulations. Wait, I still can't remember anything else. Wonderful. He only remembers hearing about the pinball policeman. You don't seem to really like pinball. No human being should. It is a game that requires no skill and a childlike affinity to flashing lights, and to fantastic science fiction, historical romance franchises. It is lame. Then why are you called Pinball? I am not called Pinball. It was used to taunt me a long time ago, before I became a homicide detective and got my lieutenancy. How did you... He puts his glasses back on. Fine. I was a juvenile police officer for over 15 years. It's how I started out in the Elysium. Once I had to infiltrate a pinball ring, as you do when you're a juvie cop. Okay. It was not okay. I needed to become a pinball champion. He shudders. I trained for 9 months. The job was successful, and I was moved out of the juvenile wing to homicide. End of story. You were a juvie cop for 15 years? That time is over now. He looks at the pinball machine and breathes in. I was already a 38-year-old man. It was unbecoming, as was playing pinball. Elsa, what are you doing? No, bad kitty. You know you're not supposed to do that. Hold up. There's a cat that wants some attention. Well, she got her attention. She got her food. Wait, so that's why you didn't talk to Kuno. It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquents. He nods. Don't worry, I'll keep calling you Kim. Lieutenant Kitsuragi is good too. He nods. Now, we really need to continue our sweep of what appears to be a secret path through the dwelling. Note, NB, the spare key is tied to the bush outside the corner room window. This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step inside. The smell of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes against the ceiling. There's a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, last maintenance, 10th July 88? That's... no. Huh. It says the last maintenance was in 88. And that it does. The lieutenant peeks in. I say, let's brave it. It's 88. This elevator was maintained a long time ago. At the end of the last century. He nods. Look on the bright side. If it fails, we only sustain minor injuries. I'm talking 3, maybe 4 months in the hospital. Maximum 5. It appears his whole enthusiasm is sarcastic. There are large rectangular buttons, Monter, Descender, and in international, call for emergency assistance, That third one appears to be broken. A small steel plaque reads Halter 800. Halter is a Koenigsteiner lift company who went out of business a long, long time ago. Wonder what this elevator was used for. Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. But that, it's pretty quaint. He taps on the guttering light bulb. It's golden in the dark. Hey. Yes. Elsa's very happy right now. She's gotten her food. She's having a good time. Silly kitty. Close the doors and go up. That key has been out there for how long now? Small window taped shut with black plastic. You can't see outside. Schematics for a pinball machine. Futurism themed. Boxes of tools and replacement parts line the shelves. The pinball machine has been taken apart and gutted. So this is where they brought faulty pinball machines to fix them up. A long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now. The lieutenant looks around in the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf. Looks like they gave up on fixing the pinball machines at some point. He agrees. At some point. 20 years ago? 15 maybe. Before pinball went out of vogue. This used to be a pinball workshop. Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez Note 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hotel. Or a hostel. There are machines left over. He taps his foot. A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf. Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of the Hardys bang away at it. Remember the dice maker? Then that means Whirling and Rags was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade. This is all left over from that. Ah, yes. As a novelty dice maker said. He makes a note in his notebook. This has absolutely nothing to do with the case, I'm sure. But I do like a nice little connection. Could this mean the Whirling and Rags really is part of the doomed commercial area? If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. He looks around. We could tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion. He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood ghost story about bankruptcy. Stupid superstition, but still, it would be interesting to see what the cafeteria manager thinks of this. Interesting indeed. You clearly see the footprints in the downy carpet. Downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor. A jackpot. The lieutenant takes up his notebook. These, unlike anything else here, are new. Someone's been here within the last week or two. 3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer. He looks at you. The Blue Door was a mega investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, which I would say is quite large. Okay, what does this mean? It means someone snuck through what seems to be a secret route behind Klastre's room. In the recent weeks, this may prove to be significant. Let's have a closer look then. Large footprints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. This print is unlike one left by a regular worker boot. It is not a brand sole with logos on it. It seems custom made or old-fashioned. Shoe size is 41 to 42, maybe 43. It could be a large-footed woman or a small to average-footed man. This is, unfortunately, the worst, most vague shoe size there is. Ah, damn it. This doesn't look like the worker's boots from the hanging, does it? No, these little horizontal lines are different. They look custom made to me. Or some kind of foreign print, hard to say. Still a boot though. The print doesn't look like the odd-soled print we found in the hanging. He inspects the tracks closer. The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person. Odd soul. Always odd soul. We still don't know who she is. Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor. Pinball maker's shirt, coat. Interesting. There's a tiny hole in the wall. You see a bedroom on the other side. You can almost see the shape of a man or a woman, and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere. I think I can see into Class J's bedroom from here. He leans closer to inspect the people. You can barely see through. Better not jump to sensationalist conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however. He points to the marks nearby on the floor. Definitely suspicious. What were those people doing in here? You lean closer to the people instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural there. Sensationally unnatural. Huh. Folded M Dimension. A reference to the popular science fiction series In System. Luke is in a good mood suddenly and reads science fiction. God damn it, Kim, you're the best. So many weird, tiny things that you find across the course of the entire game, and I love it. Not sure what to level up at this point. I want to do drama next. We are running out of tasks from the original day. They've all kind of moved over to Thursday now. Okay. Oh my god, it's already 10 o'clock. Holy crap. This game just sucks time out of you. I want to try this one more time though. I don't exactly have any reason to be going to sleep
you
soon.
again. What is it?
I'm just going to walk away from this. Or maybe I don't. I may have to look up. I think that might be a dead end. There may be something else that I want to do. That always results in me dying.
It's you again. What is it?
I am really nervous about this. We're not going to do that. Because that will kill us.
It's you again. What is it? It's you again. What is it?
Oh. Apparently you just press Angus. We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when... He takes a breath, wheezing. Shut up, Angus. Fatty! The little guy hits Angus on the back of his head. A loud slap. Say one more thing to the cops and I'll... Dennis! Titus roars. Stand down or I'll beat your head in. Theo! He points to the old man. Take your hand off the belt. That isn't 31. Oh, this isn't 31. I've got this under control. Does he? His closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control. Let him have this moment. The room falls quiet. So quiet you can hear Angus wheeze. Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying. I left it at home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. He grabs his chest. I'm sorry. Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Lizzie snaps at him. Now it's all pointless because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. She turns to him. I told you to just give her up. Lizzie. He turns to the fixer. Your help is no longer needed here. Go tell everyone. Fine, I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast. She walks off without looking back. You're in. He's all yours. Questions. Ah, we did it. We finally did it. The key was just pushing Angus. Kim, we did it. The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see. So you didn't kill him. He was already dead. He nods. You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. The bullet in his head. Another nod. Why? Because the girl asked us to. They were in some shit. Girls, plural. There's another girl? 2 of them. Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later. Did she kill him? Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't. What happened on Sunday night? Clasher came down. She points to the stairs. She seems really out of it. Drugged up even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she redosed on after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. Knew someone had died. How did you know? I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse. Good analogy, boss. The rat-faced man snickers. You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. He points at him. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus. He turns back to you. What happened then? We went upstairs. Sure as day, the merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking. He scratches his chin. Dirty sheets and bottles everywhere. He means they've been fucking? Tibbs patched the window and the corpse was hanged. Sorry I made you guys fight. Me too. Who's Tibbs, the 8th Hardy? Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business. Tibbs, that's short for Tiberius? Yeah. He nods. Good man. Bet their father named him Atticus Hardy. Lucretia Hardy would be their sister. Anyway. Thanks, conceptualization. Okay, if Clasher didn't kill him, why the cover-up? You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. She told me some people were after her from Orange. She wouldn't say anything more anymore. Yeah, she wouldn't. She's fucked if she knows shows up on the police radar. These people, who are they? They're powerful. He looks out the window, connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she shows up in your system, she'd be ghosted away. That's all she knows. That's all she told him. Or that's all he knows, because that's all she told him. And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder? Why would I? He shrugs. I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. So who killed the merc then? Any leads? Not yet, just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere, so that's a clue. What are you thinking? I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his. His, you mean? I mean the people after Clastra. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her. I like it. The young guy nods. Been thinking the same thing myself. And you had ideas about his past too? I do. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crano. He pauses to think. Tell you what I do think, or what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do, if I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you. He's calm now. Threw all that turmoil away and became himself again. Whose idea was it to hang him anyway? Hers? In a manner of speaking. Remember the two girls? You might be talking about the other one. Earlier you said the girls asked for your help. Was this the other girl? Yeah, that's right. He blinks. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it, for political reasons. It sent a good message. It's hers, isn't it? The drug trafficker. The missing 8th Hardy. The big guy steps toward you. Fella, you think too much stuff. Ease off, all right. You're gonna hurt your head. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her anyway. You're gonna stonewall me if I ask more about her, aren't you? Glad you understand that. All right, thank you for this, Titus. I'll go talk with her. For the last time. You do that. He grabs his beer and swirls it in his hand, then thinks of something. Hey, cop, before you go. Suddenly the wind picks up outside. You hear it rattling with the large windows in their frames. It carries newspapers, circles into whirling in rags in a warm column. He looks up. Clastra came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection, but you would still prefer if we didn't take her away. That's right. If we didn't take care of people who ended up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers. We'll take that into account. The lieutenant slides his notebook into his coat pocket. He turns to leave. Well, that was interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I think that's a good place to stop. I hope everyone has been enjoying this, and we will go ahead and wrap up. Thank you to all of my continued supporters. APOC is the best, Desalona, Fertanium, Grias is the D, Kremlin Kev, NBFF, Real as the Devs, Squad Car Xmar, Zebgrin, B Clugsto, 10 Ace Games, and Slime Hunter for continuing to support the stream. If you want any of my information, it's all there. If you join the Discord, please read the rules very carefully. A lot of people miss a couple things that allow them to actually have access to the Discord. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and find someone to raid. Not many people to raid with today, but I figure I might as well. Who do we have today? We have... I'll go ahead and raid Slime. He's a new member of the Riverbank. I hope you guys all enjoy him. He currently does retro games, and he's a good friend of mine. So, see you guys all later. Oh, APOC, not only are you late, I am ending 15 minutes later than usual, so rip. Anyway, see you guys all later. Until next time, have a safe trip through the dark forest.